Greetings. Welcome to Speak Nerd and Enter.
Welcome to Speak Nerd and Enter. Didn't see that coming, did ya?
No, I saw it.
Oh.
I'm Sean over on the far side there, all talkative and uppity. Is Mark. Mark, give a
Not
wave.
it.
There you go. There you go. Next to me, my warm and fuzzy companion, my better half, is Rich. There he is. And star of music boxing, the K-Man.
What's going on?
Have you seen that commercial on YouTube?
Yes. I've seen, yeah.
You have?
I have.
With the chick up there boxing against against the screen to the music. Every time I see that, I so badly want to get an AI generated image of Kelly's face on that girl sitting there boxing up on the wall there. Have him turn around and smile. That would be amazing. The one bright spot in Kelly's day when he gets to do his music boxing.
Pinnacle.
Rich, you were just regaling us with how much you loved Stranger Things.
I
was wondering if you could give us.
Well, Mark hasn't seen it, so I don't want to spoil it for him because I know he loves it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Loves it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a filthy, filthy lie.
I like.
No,
the
I was just saying they kind of lost
they
my
have.
interest by waiting 3 years between episodes. Yeah, I'm like,
But isn't that
I'll watch it, but I'm busy. I don't have time to sit down and watch all this stuff, and there's so many
It's from
things
the guy that's
competing.
everything and loves everything.
I don't see everything. I had time blocked out to go see Avatar on my way home from work the other day. And then I was just like, nah, I don't have 3.5. It's a 3.5 hour movie. It's a half hour, credits. And stuff. I got better things to do with 4 hours of my time.
3.5 hours.
That's right.
Right. And I was just
Lord.
like, it's not going to be anything new in that I desperately need to see. So I was like, nah, I'm good.
Are you sure you didn't want to see that Cameron-esque adventure?
See, now that your supply
I'm sure it would be a visual spectacle.
Now that your supply of life is like this, it's much more valuable now. It's much more valuable.
Now that I'm over the hump, I can't be wasting it like that.
That's right. Right. Your life.
So I came home and watched Elf instead.
That's much better use.
Oh, Drew sent me a picture from up in New York when he was at Sleepy Hollow, and he sent me a picture of a menu from some Chinese restaurant he went to, and one of the drinks they had on the menu was called the David Lopan.
Very good.
Yeah.
Was he riding around on his horse, terrifying the natives?
Oh, Drew?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant David Lopan.
No,
I was trying to sort out that reference.
Yeah,
no, I got that one, Rich. I saw where
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you following the plot. Much appreciated. The David Lopan. Yes. Speaking of which, that is something we could talk about, is how much Halo has changed now that I've been playing it.
Nobody wants to talk about Halo.
That's quite a non sequitur to go from David Lopan to that.
Well, you are David Lopan.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I am.
Yeah.
And for the 6 of you just tuning in, at one point we had all of our Xbox usernames as characters or references to the seminal classic Big Trouble in Little China. And so we have David Lopan.
Well, which one
Rich, what were you? Where were you again?
Pork Chop Express.
Pork Chop Express. I was the Wing Kong.
Wing Kong.
Oh, okay.
Were you? You were the Wing Kong?
I was the Wing Kong.
Okay. All right. What were you, Kelly?
Wang Chi.
Wang Chi. That's it. That's what it was. That's what
Dan was the Gracie Law.
Gracie Law.
Yeah.
What is Gracie Law doing here?
And Russ was Jack Burton.
Jack Burton.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You were killed by the Jack Burton.
That's right.
You
I think-
killed the Jack Burton.
Paul was Egg Shen, wasn't
Look, I'm a reasonable guy.
Huh?
he? Wasn't Paul Egg Shen?
Was
I
he?
remember. I don't
I
think we
think
had
he
an
was.
egg shen.
Yeah, I don't think we had eggshell.
I think Paul was always the Fanadian.
Yeah, he's the Frenadian. Yeah.
No, he didn't do it right.
Yeah, he spelled it
Remember?
wrong.
He spelled it wrong.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to be French Canadian Frenadian, but he
Oh.
spelled it Funadian.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do you run out of letters?
Failed his dex
Paul.
check.
Dex check failed. I'm just
Oh.
not changing it. He could adjust that at any time. So, nah. not gonna
Failed
do
his charisma roll. That's what it was.
it. Comeliness.
You know, my
Sadly,
favorite
not
Halo
reasonable.
moment with you, Rich, was the time that Paul had his friend join every once in a while. I don't remember his friend's name, but his friend also had like an exchange student living with him, and the exchange student joined at one point, and somebody we got in this discussion about it, and somebody referred to the exchange student as Ismelda. And you, in your infinite kindness, you said, "And where is Ismelda from?" And Paul's friend was so irritated that people were calling this kid Ismelda. It's like, his name is not Ismelda. It was hilarious.
That's a reasonable question. I'm not
Where
known
is
for my,
Ismelda from?
I'm not known for my tact or my lack of bluntness. That's
It
funny.
was great. It was great.
Ismelda.
That's-
Hmm.
I had no idea. I forgot all about that. Holy cow. Whew.
So how was your Christmas, guys?
It was all right. Quiet.
Mhm.
Quiet.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Little-
Yeah, it was good. We basically had an empty house on Christmas Day, and it was awesome. Like, the kids all went to visit other family and everything. And there were 2 naps involved, multiple movies, so much food left over. Christmas Eve was a madhouse because a bunch of family came over. But Christmas, and that was fun and it was fine, but it was crowded and busy. But Christmas Day was like so relaxing. It was awesome.
Hey, let me ask you something. When you think of exotic supercar, right?
Mm.
The stereotypical or the epitome of a exotic supercar,
Mhm.
what pops to mind?
Pagani Zonda.
I was going to go with some kind of McLaren or Lamborghini.
McLaren. Yeah, there you go.
McLaren's like the new hotness. All the the influencer people are like, look at how rich I am. They're all driving around McLarens now. So
Or Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah.
Or the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport.
yeah, and to me, they all look very similar. You know, like you look at the car, you're like, some kind of supercar.
What about you, Rich?
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I want to change my answer. Tesla Model 3.
Yeah,
That was
I
fun.
saw some dude race that against a Corvette the other day.
Mm.
It was the R1. Yeah.
Why do you ask,
Mm.
Sean?
Because I was wondering,
Is that all?
no, with the
Okay, and glad we could help.
with the advent of some of the it was just some of the stuff I saw. I was looking at some stuff with Orange County choppers and all of that stuff, and how a lot of their bikes don't ride well because
They just look good. Yeah.
they just look funky,
Yeah.
well, they ride funky,
Mhm.
but that kind of thing. And then that turned into a kind of rabbit hole thing with supercars and all of the horrible stories that go with the maintenance and upkeep and all that, and that kind of thing for them. And got around to a Lamborghini Countach, and
The original supercar.
see, that's right. When you, that's what I was wondering, is when you think of the epitome of supercar, exotic supercar, I think for most people it's either like Ferrari something or another, or the Lamborghini Countach, old Miami Vice episodes with one of those, and that
Mhm.
kind of thing. And I remember showing the picture of it to Helena and saying, look at that. Isn't that classically exotic? You know, just a beautiful design and all, even though it's, you know, it's incredibly expensive and impractical and all of that stuff. It's, you know, a really cool design. And she was like, nah, it's ugly.
It's
ugly.
it's not terribly attractive by current standards, but I mean, in the time, it was definitely you know, it stood out.
I think it still holds up. And the reason I think it still holds up is because you can see the shoulders that so many others stand on now because of that, you know. For a car that was being built in the 70s, and you know, that design is so iconic that everything else that came after kind of stole bits from the Countach and started putting them on. And that really did start the wave of the modern. If you look at the modern supercars now, you still see the influence of the Countach.
But definitely
all that.
definitely in the Lamborghini line, you'd still see it, right? And Ferrari has its own flair to its own thing. You know, I don't think that it's ever tried to copy Lamborghini. But I think the Countach is, in my mind, is summed up by the Christmas episode of It's Always Sunny, where Frank buys a Countach.
Yeah.
That's what I now think of every time I think of one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Dennis's dream car. That's right.
Yeah. And it would be Dennis's dream car.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's exactly what I mean, is because that's the epitome of the stereotypical, you know, exotic supercar. And that's what someone like him would want because of that, you know. So I was wondering about that, if you guys had the same thought as I did with that, as opposed to the Model 3 as
it all goes back to Cannonball Run for me. All goes back to Cannonball Run. So that was, you know, very impactful upon my young mind.
Did you like Cannonball Run?
Oh, loved it. I still love it. Still love Cannonball Run. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at the Ranch Drive-In Theater here in Clinton.
Mm.
Back in the day, I thought it was fine, but over time, I've learned that nope, it's just not.
Yeah, Roger Moore and Dom DeLuise. And
Roger Moore was funny in that, though.
No, Herbert Lom coming out of the ambulance.
Rich, you're silent. You were silent for the beginning of that, Rich. Start over.
I didn't say anything. All I said was Herbert Lom coming out of the ambulance with his finger. I use this.
What about Smokey and the Bandit?
Love it.
Also love it. I
All
still
of
play
them?
the first one.
No, the first one is the only one that counts.
Only the ones with Jackie Gleason.
Mm.
I think he was in only the first two, correct? He died by the third one?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. But see, Jackie Gleason is the only reason I would like Smokey and the Bandit, is because of that. You take Jackie Gleason out of there and Dum Dum.
Yeah, it's half the movie, right? Yeah.
Not even, it's all of the charisma.
I like Fred. Fred pleases me. Fred pleases me.
Yeah, Fred and his hound dog.
In the truck. Fred.
I don't know. Fred. No, I could watch it if the movie didn't have Fred, didn't have the Bandit, didn't have any of the others, and it was just watching Jackie Gleason berate his son and talk about his mama. I would love that movie. You know, I'd love it even more. You take Sally Field out of there. I don't need that. Don't need any of that. I just need Jackie Gleason.
Well, what about The Toy with Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason? Did you like that film?
I don't know. The Toy was one of those where it was, I knew where, even as young as I was, I knew where it was going. I knew what the story was going to be. And I just felt like, okay, I wanted something more 48 hours, not something that was it was going to be, you know, tied up in a nice, tidy little bow kind of thing. And it just, it didn't do it for me. You know, The Toy, what was the other one? There was a few he put out there that were kind of in that same vein. I did like Silver Streak.
We're on to Richard Pryor now. What about Brewster's Millions?
No.
I just
formulaic.
watched it recently again. I still enjoyed it. Thought it was
See,
entertaining.
I agree with Kelly. It's too formulaic, kind of like Money Pit and that kind of thing. It was just in that same vein, lighthearted. It would have been a Netflix release if it came out today. It wouldn't be a movie theater thing. It would be a Netflix release, direct to video kind of
Like
stuff.
Axel F was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? That's another one. Beverly Hills Cop, I don't think holds up as much.
I think the first one does. I've watched that in the last few months. It's a good time.
I watched it. It's not as clever as it was.
I'll give that to you. The pacing is a little slower than what I think modern audiences are used to. And
I think 48 Hours is the better movie. 48 Hours is well done from beginning to end in the writing and the execution. Whereas but I mean him and Eddie Murphy
like a bag of smashed garbage.
him and Eddie Murphy and what's his name? The from Predator.
Sonny Landham. Sonny Landham.
Billy.
Sonny Landham. That's his name. Sonny Landham.
His name is Billy. It always will be. In every movie he's in, it's Billy. But he was great in that. Eddie Murphy was awesome in that. The chemistry was great. The whole thing. It was
the gunplay was awful.
Yeah, it was gritty. It was rough. It was ragged. That was awesome. Beverly Hills Cop was too polished and too middle of the road kind of thing, where everybody just liked it because they were kind of supposed. Oh, look at Eddie. He's funning on everybody. That kind of thing. He's having a laugh at the whole world because
hey, look,
it's
man,
so
he
crazy.
Single-handedly created the banana in the tailpipe gag. I mean,
that's what I mean. Show up to a house. Hey, I'm here. I'm the inspector. And then I'm staying in the house, and the whole thing. You look at it and you're like, okay, yeah, no, it's not as good. 48 Hours is the better movie. Trading Places. I think same thing. It's
speak ill of this. Trading Places is the train scene in Trading Places is worth the entire film. The Merry New Year scene.
Yeah, the train scene in there is the best. The train scene in there is the best part, and that's the sad thing, is that's the best part. That doesn't speak well to the movie. The movie doesn't hold up as well as you would want. It comes across as too patronizing, and The Burbs. The Burbs is a good one.
I mean, it's a Tom Hanks vehicle, The Burbs.
Yeah,
so I mean,
it is.
Most Tom Hanks films don't really hold up because he kind of stinks.
Tom Hanks stinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I think you've said everything you need to say at this point with the movies you backed and then the one you don't like. Yeah, the rest of the world can look at you as
evil. I think that Tom Hanks fellow was overrated as an actor. I just didn't buy him in Sully.
Just because you get a lot of look, I saw him when he first started in Mazes and Monsters, and it's just been downhill from there. Ronan Jackson,
we're downhill from Mazes. It's all the way downhill to Saving Private Ryan.
Right,
that's right.
Saving Private Ryan, he was excellent, and that's true. I will give him that. But
that man, no,
he makes Tom
Hanks,
Bosom Buddies.
Range.
That's where I remember him from.
Tom Hanks has range. He has acting chops. So. Yes, he does. Splash still holds up because of him and Eugene Levy.
I was not a fan of that movie. It's a fine movie, just didn't hit any chords for me. You know,
I'm not sure you were the targeted demographic for that.
You know what? Screw you.
Mermaid love story.
But Kelly,
where was that energy in our reaction the other day?
Kelly does love The Burbs.
I do. Yeah, I watched it the other day.
Yeah.
Funny.
I like Money Pit better than I like The Burbs.
Oh, okay.
Should I just boot him at this point?
Yes, you should. Bill Hader and who's the other comedian? He was a writer on SNL. Did a lot of stuff. Huh? No, did a lot of stuff with Bill Hader, and he looks like he's from the 50s. Oh, what is his name?
Guy from the Californians.
He
and
married Olivia Munn.
No.
Can't remember his name. Look him up. Mark.
Googles.
I don't keep track of my celebrity marriages
You
and
should.
divorces.
This guy's funny.
Jason Sudeikis?
No.
John Mulaney.
Thank you,
There you go.
Jason Sudeikis. Yeah. When
I don't
did
know
he
who these
marry
people
Olivia
are.
I actually
Munn?
knew that. As soon as I read it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
don't
She
know who
married
these
to
people are.
John Mulaney.
You're talking about things I know nothing about.
John Mulaney and Bill Hader, they've said numerous times that's how they bonded, was over talking about the Burbs. They loved that. And they would sit there whenever they had writer's block, they'd throw the Burbs on and just start watching that until something, popped into their heads, something they wanted to do. And I thought, that's why I like their humor so much. They get it. They understand, not with someone like Rich, but they understand what's truly, truly funny and what works about that movie. Because that movie they were saying that movie's great because you can tell they didn't care if anyone else liked it. They were going to throw what they wanted in there because they liked it. And that was great. That's how it came through. And what's the dude's name? The one who played the neighbor across the street, the one who fell off the roof, who played Rumsfeld. Yo, Rumsfeld. And then he falls off the roof and his gun goes off and shoots the car. Remember?
Is that Bruce Dern?
Was that Bruce Dern?
That's the name that sticks in my head. If
That might be. That
if
sounds
that's right.
Bruce
That's an
Dern.
amazing recall.
Yeah, that's an amazing pull. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good movie. Die Hard. Die Hard's another good one. That holds up. I think that one you can still watch today.
Die Hard does hold
and
up, but the
does.
others, the sequels were awful or continue
the
to be awful.
sequels were awful. Yeah, the sequels were awful. But much like Smokey and the Bandit and Cannonball Run and all that, you have to stop with the first one.
You do.
Yeah, no, sequels are universally awful unless there's a rare exception. Like that's, like they all
Empire Strikes
suck,
Back.
but there's a couple of exceptions where you're like, okay, Aliens is the perfect example. I know we all love that one.
Oh my God,
so much.
I think
Terminator 2 is another example of a well-done sequel.
Empire Strikes Back is the only sequel that was okay. I think it was the only one that was acceptable. I think most sequels, if you tell me it's a sequel, I think 9 times out of 10 I'll tell you it's just going to be
The
an
Two
awful movie.
Towers. The Two Towers.
Okay. Yeah.
There you
go. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, by the way, for I felt very gratified for Die Hard. I was watching Legal Eagle the other day, and they were doing a bit on all the laws that John McClane
how many
broke.
laws were broke? I saw the video, but I haven't watched it.
I saw it in my feed.
the
Yeah,
thing
how was
showed
that?
up, but I didn't watch it yet.
Because it reminded me of the conversation I had with General Counsel one time, where I was asking them. I was going out of town, asking about Sean at home by himself and being able to protect himself and all of that stuff. And he said, Sean, here's how it works. He said, everything that they do is illegal, all of it. If they pick up a firearm, if they attack somebody, if whatever it is they do, it's illegal, all the way up until they use it to save their life. At the moment they save their life or someone else's life, everything else is now legal. And it was great because as he's going through this video of talking about John McClane and all the things he did, and from the C4 blowing that up, shooting in the air and shooting towards the cops in the helicopter and all of that stuff, all those things at the end, I forget what the section is called, but it's necessity. Okay, the necessity code. It has a thing in there that the crime of, and you fill in the crime, was not illegal because, and it has all the things that list out why it's not illegal. And it's essentially, it was the lesser of two evils. It was to save lives, all of those things. And therefore all is forgiven. And, because all through the video, I'm like, well, yeah, but that's part of the necessity thing. That's part of the, and then at the end is when they hit that part. And it's nice when you have that gratification from, a lawyer that you've lived your life by this one code, and you're like, yeah, but I know this is how it is. And then they hit that, and you're like, ah, yeah, I was right. Okay, all right, that's awesome. So John McClane would have gotten off on everything. Just so you
Well,
know.
he's a
And
cop, so that qualified immunity.
Yeah.
no, because he's a cop from New York in L.A.
Right, but all cops
which
are
means-
the same. It's a big blue brotherhood, and we're not members.
No.
Rich is.
Was.
Yeah. No, but if you go to California,
Yeah.
you're just a citizen, that kind of thing.
Rich,
Now,
as
the
a
one
cop,
thing
did you ever
he-
carry a gun on a plane?
Did what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I mean, it's there. It's
No.
scene number 1 of the movie. Carry your gun in a little
No,
shoulder
only
holster there.
federal
Can't.
officers can do that, or if you have
Yeah.
special permission from your chief of police, you have to have a note basically. But federal officers can do that.
Do you show
Regular
it to the
officers
flight
can't.
attendant, or
Huh?
do you show it to the flight attendant? Like, it's okay, I
No,
got a note.
it's when you're going through security.
Hmm.
So
Well, remember that this was the 80s where there wasn't that level of security at all.
no, you could.
So I'm
carry-
not sure what the rules were in the 80s.
Well, the rules,
But
in the
you
80s
weren't walking
were-
through a metal detector in 1988 or 86.
No, the rules were the same. That if you go out of your jurisdiction, you're a civilian. That's it. And
Yeah.
so him going out there, especially to go see his wife about patching things up, that's
Yeah.
not
I'm pretty sure that you didn't.
Like, the
need
movie
as
should have
much,
ended right there with him
um,
getting arrested in the airport.
You could get
Yeah.
away with
Hey, this guy has a gun.
what were you saying, Rich?
California, as the cuffs get stuck.
I said, I'm pretty sure you were pretty much allowed. It was permissible up until September 11th, 2001. I remember.
He said,
don't
as
know.
a matter of fact, he was talking about it. He said back in the 80s when that was filmed, as a matter of fact, that was a big no-no.
Because
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember going through a metal detector at BWI with a Spyderco civilian in my pocket, which anyone knows what that is. A
Yeah.
pretty good sized folding knife. And the guy said, "Oh, you got something in your pocket." I pulled it out. I said, "Oh, it's my pocket knife." He looked at it, opened it, closed it, handed it back to me, and on I went into the terminal. It was no problem because that's the way it was back then. Wasn't you? No. I don't know. I
Well
didn't say
said.
anything. I didn't say anything else. Didn't say anything else. I saw it
But-
drop out, but I didn't say anything else.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Where did it stop? I don't know where it stopped.
So what'd you think of Stranger Things, Rich?
Rather not talk about it. Number one, Mark hasn't seen it, and he does actually want to finish watching it. Number two,
Don't even care a little bit.
No.
what do you think was the most? So have any of you guys ever seen Neon Genesis Evangelion? Have you ever seen that anime?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Sorry.
Is he related to One Punch Man?
No. It's so. There's a
Tetsuo?
You gonna listen, or are we gonna continue to name anime? Now, there's a trope at the end. Sometimes you'll get this at the end of some Japanese animes where they kind of have I guess you call it a gratification party for one of the, where they all stand and clap, yay, in kind of a circle and kind of a group. That happened basically in the last episode of Stranger Things for one of the characters. They basically had a support party where they all, "Oh, it's okay, it's great, you're awesome," and I found it to be just not necessary and ridiculous that they would spend it was a good 10-minute block of a hour-long episode that was dedicated to this, and why? Okay, this could have been resolved.
Well, I will tell you. I stopped watching Stranger Things with episode 1. And
the
Season
season or
one.
the episode.
so I as soon as I got in there and it started with the high school thing and all of that and everything, I was okay, all right. Yeah, I fast forwarded till I saw the monster, and then I was like, nah. That was it.
Well, I've seen them
And
all, and I found it. I'm dissatisfied with this final season.
see, you should have right. You should have followed my lead. You should have
Yeah,
stopped at that first
I
episode.
watched Mandalorian all the way through too, so I guess I'm a glutton for punishment.
I
because-
guess you are. I stopped the Mandalorian, I think, when right after Luke showed up.
that was
Right
the high
after
point.
that.
Yeah, that was the high point.
I
I'm
stopped The Mandalorian right after episode 1, season 1. I was like, this is goofy.
I found the Mandalorian to be entertaining up until, like Sean says, when Luke showed up, it kind of spiraled out of control from there.
After Luke showed up.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
after.
yeah.
Yeah. Luke was the only thing that saved that season. The first and last episodes of the first season and second season was really all you needed. That was it. You didn't need all the stuff in the middle. That
And
was
then Book of Boba Fett. There was that. There was.
Yeah.
I watched that too. I watched them on their scooters. It was something. It was a time. All rescued by Andor, but that's another conversation.
Andor is our one bright spot.
It is.
God bless
I
Andor.
agree. Yep, I agree. It all leads back to Andor.
Yeah. Good man. Good show.
Yeah,
That
well, I was
real
telling
good.
my wife the other day we finished the final episode of Pluribus, which is on Apple TV, and it's done by the same guy who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And I was like, okay, that was really good. No spoilers. You should see it when you get a chance. Breaking Bad is one of the all-time greatest. Better Call Saul, really, really great. And I'm like, here's a guy who's done 3 great things. 2 of them were related, right? Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. But he jumps over to Pluribus, which is completely unrelated, although it is set in Albuquerque. I guess that's where he lives or something. But I'm like, this guy, like, everything he's touched has been great. And then I turn around and I look at there's so much stuff on TV that is terrible. It's being phoned in. It's just, ham-fistedly written. You know what I mean? We watched Oppenheimer in a couple of settings, and talk about a well-acted movie, right? Even the small bits, these people are like acting.
Kelly disagrees.
I don't know what it is that, you watch parts of The Mandalorian, or you watch, some of these other things that are just so terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, on the one hand, you've got these guys with a track record who've done great things, and then, and they can't make everything. You know what I mean? We can't take the 5 good people and be like, you guys are in charge of everything. And we have plenty of examples of the people who started good and got worse as they came into their own and were respected by the industry and were given enough rope to hang themselves, as it were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking at you, Game of Thrones, right? You guys were on top of the world. It was, the 2 guys who were showrunners on that. And, they're like, oh, we want to go make Star Wars movies. So let's completely F up the final two seasons, right? And then, there's, the Avatar guy has done the same thing. Lucas could be accused of that, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
All they
I don't know what
needed-
the answer is.
The Burbs. That's the answer. All they needed to look at the Burbs and just do more of that.
That's
More
right.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Carrie Fisher
Oh, it's too late for
played
that.
his wife.
She did.
Like Homer Simpson says, I knows what I like on TV.
And Corey Feldman.
Yeah, Corey Feldman. That's true. That's true. But I found Corey Feldman. I didn't think he was. Well, what would I say about him? I didn't mind him in the Burbs. He didn't detract from it. He could have, because he could have been that annoying kid who's just too smarmy and smart for, but he actually kind of got involved with it. He kind of, got into it, and that was good. So no, I won't say anything bad about him in there. No, he did a good job. Carrie Fisher was also in Tom Hanks in The Man with One Red Shoe, which
Was she?
also had, she played his best friend's wife, Jim Belushi, and she kept trying to was having an affair with Tom Hanks, and he was trying to cut off the affair, and she wasn't having it. So that was that. And it had Dabney Coleman, who was also in one of my favorite movies, 9 to 5.
Dabney Coleman's funny.
My
Dabney
favorite
Coleman is
movies,
very
Modern
funny.
Problems. I love Modern Problems.
Modern Problems is great because of Dabney Coleman.
Mm-hmm. Is he still with us?
I don't
I don't
know.
think so.
I
I think
don't
he's
know.
gone.
One way to find out.
Well, I hope you'd come to the healthy conclusion that he's a manipulating son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's right.
We just missed him. May 16th, 2024.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P., man.
He was a good one. Man, he played those characters well. He just did. He was amazing at that.
He's a manipulating son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, he was great. He was great at that.
And
just
when
being
he,
so smarmy.
When he gets lifted up and face first into the mashed potatoes.
Not just that. I love him when he's getting ready to drown himself out there in water, and the lady says, "You can't. You love yourself too much." And he turns around. He turns around.
You just bought a new Porsche.
Yeah.
No.
He turns around to say something, and that's when that wave gets him.
Yeah. Well, that's when she tells him about his car, and he turns around and he comes struggling back. And then he shoots Chevy Chase, and he stops the bullet. Fantastic film.
Yeah, Dabney Coleman's amazing. He's just great. He plays that so well. Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Gonna think of better times than including Dabney Coleman.
Yeah. What else do you use as like a comfort movie?
Armageddon.
No.
Nope. Calling BS on that.
And I've seen so many people cry at that movie.
You're looking at one of them on the right.
When they saved the world and all the astronauts are walking across the tarmac, and he's like, "I just want to salute the daughter of the bravest man I've ever met." Oh, gets me chills.
Like
chills.
Salute him like Benny Hill.
Like Benny Hill.
No, can you imagine the discipline that it takes as an actor to say that line with a straight face?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is Ben Affleck, so you know.
No, it wasn't Ben Affleck. It was a different actor who was one of the Air Force guys. I can see his face, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, it might have been. Oh, who was it?
He was in when what was the Christopher Nolan when the Joker is robbing the bank? He was the banker that pulls out the shotgun.
Right. Yeah.
That actor.
Right. And I can't remember his name. He's been in he's a character actor. He's been in so many movies.
Yeah, and he's good. I don't want this to sound like I'm denigrating him as an actor.
Right.
It was that role that was somewhat cheesy.
Yeah, it was.
But I think he's a fine actor.
Yeah, he's great. I've seen him in sitcoms and all kinds of stuff. Like the guy who played what's his name? Red Wing or whatever his name was out of Usual Suspects, the guy they go out to meet.
Yes.
You know, he's been in the Mask and all that stuff. He plays a character actor as well. And I've always liked him in a lot of the stuff I've seen too. Man, I can't remember his name. Yeah.
I'm trying to look him up. Give me a second.
Charles Durning. No. William Fichtner.
William Fichtner. Yep.
No.
No, it is. It's William Fichtner.
William Fichtner.
It says it right here. I'm looking at his picture. I swear.
No.
I'm sorry to report that I'm correct.
No, it's nah. No, I take it back.
Kelly, what's your comfort movie?
I go to either old comedies or I go to dramatic films. So for comedies, I would end up at things like What's Up, Doc, or the Pink Panther.
What's Up, Doc? Pink Panther are great. Both of those are really great. See, Rich, that's an example of two really great movies.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah. Or anything by Tom Hanks. you know, just funny.
Mazes and Monsters.
I think his
Top good game.
comedy tour de force was Saving Private Ryan. Those
Yeah.
laughs
I
start to
laughed.
finish.
I cried.
Yeah. Yep.
I still remember seeing that with Mark. Right, Mark said, hey, let's go to the movies, and they're like, let's, down there. I think it was in Waldorf, right? And he's like, it's a Tom
Genius.
Hanks movie, and I was like, okay. And I walked fully expecting. I had like no idea what this movie was about. Fully expecting Tom Hanks is gonna be funny. 20 minutes in, I turned to Mark. And I was like, this isn't funny at all.
I knew it was a war movie. Like, I didn't go in like unprepared to see a war movie, but none of us were prepared for that opening 10 minutes. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's this kind of war movie.
Yeah, I
we
agree
thought he
with
was
you,
going to go
Kelly.
see a comedy.
What's Up, Doc? Pink Panther are amazing, and Pink Panther, by the way, that's an example of one that has sequels that are great, that are awesome.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, What's Up, Doc is one of my absolute favorites. Great comfort movie, really good. You can just put it on in the background, and anytime you pay attention to it, it's awesome. Madeline Kahn, just amazing. But also, Noise is Off. I will put that in there
Noise
too.
is Off. Yeah, I haven't seen that in years, but man, what a great movie. I still quote that on occasion because there's that one line where the director's asking for, where's so and so. He's over there standing there like Hamlet's father. It's funny. That movie was hilarious.
He's been there the whole time.
I don't know that I've ever
standing
seen
there
this
like
one. I
Hamlet's
just
father.
pulled it up on IMDb.
It is a great movie. Was it Christopher Reeves in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of my years in the theater are at your disposal.
That is a great.
Oh, you may have put this on at one point when I was over at your house. Some of this is looking familiar. I'm watching the trailer on silent right now.
Because Megan, that's the reason. That's the reason Megan likes it, is because she's seen that there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I may have seen parts of it once, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Maybe we'll do a reaction. I booted Sean because I don't want to listen to his shit anymore.
Yeah, give that up. I was already that. Yeah, too late. Too late. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, those are great comfort movies. That really is. What about you, Rich? What's yours?
I refuse to answer.
Okay. Mark, what's yours?
I told you, Armageddon. All right, fine. Any of the Pitch Perfect movies.
Oh, Jesus.
Leslie Nielsen, Naked Gun.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
Airplane. Airplane's another good one. You can put that on and just have it on the background. That's funny.
Airplane. Yep. Airplane, Top Secret, Naked Gun,
Top
any
Secret,
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Naked Gun had a good sequel.
You mean the Leslie Nielsen ones, I assume is what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably not as good as the original, but they're definitely watchable.
There was, I don't know, the second one I think was the one where she goes to slap him and slaps him twice, and he grabbed both her hands, and then the third one comes up and smacks him. That one, or ooh, Kitty's got claws. His quote with that. That's great. Love that. Him smacking into people with his car all the time, especially that one in the first one where the car goes off on its own and he shoots it until it blows up, and then
anybody get a look at the driver
on fire, taking the turn around the corner. That's just great. That's you can tell, just saying that, you can tell it shaped so much of our humor, that kind of thing. Just love that. Blessed Nielsen, he's great. Yeah, I actually like all of those movies you mentioned better than Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Blazing Saddles and others in that, from that whole grouping are, I don't know, they're good in parts.
Yeah, that's it. They're good in parts.
Yeah, like I remember watching History of the World.
Yeah.
Like my wife had never seen it, and we put it on, and I was just like, this is nowhere near as good as I remember it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There might have been, and I think it's Mel Brooks has fallen into like, oh, there's a joke coming. Oh, here, get ready for it. And then, oh, there's the joke. Okay, let's wave goodbye to the joke. Okay, get your last goodbyes in. And he just like milks it to the point where I'm like, oh my gosh, come on,
Yeah,
man.
but then you're the one that recommended to turn it on, and so now you've got to commit because you don't want to show weakness.
No, we didn't. I know, but we didn't finish it. And I literally was like, this was. My wife's like, you think this is good? And I'm like, no, not anymore. It's terrible.
This
we could have
hilarious.
edited an hour out of that film, I think.
Oh, easily. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is that kind of thing. Like, what's the other one? The after Airplane and all of them came out, they came out with a very similar concept thing about.
Was it Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No, that one was just straight up awful.
That was awful.
That was another one they had that was like a bunch of different vignette stories that was in it, where they were trying to capture that same kind of thing, and it gave off the same air as you would get with Robin Hood Men in Tights, but it just falls flat, and it's kind of the same thing as the Mel Brooks thing, where so much of his is that way. He has moments, don't get me wrong, and I like Mel Brooks as a as a person and a comedian and all of that.
Yeah, like High Society, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, I did like High Society, actually. I really did. But again, that would be mostly because of Madeline Kahn, or Young Frankenstein would be because of Gene Wilder and Marty Feldman. Yeah. That kind of thing. I think the ones that work for him work in spite of him in many ways, in that sense. But this sounds like I'm bashing him just way too much. And
I know. I don't want to be overly critical because he's an icon for a reason. He's given us a lot of good things.
But
a couple, I think let's make him a producer. Rather than a writer in some instances.
Well, I mean,
later in his career,
you get some comedy gold like Springtime for Hitler. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff he did with Hitler. Yeah, he was good at making fun of Hitler stuff. That was good.
Yeah, a lot of so filmmakers have made their career with Hitler. I'm looking at you, Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
You cannot criticize Jojo Rabbit. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm talking about Taika Waititi.
He's talking about him. That whole thing about you give somebody...
Jojo Rabbit's great. Taika Waititi has had some hits and misses. He's one of those who's hung himself. Definitely hit with being Hitler and Jojo Rabbit was great.
Yeah,
he was awesome there.
Yeah.
Awesome with that. Yeah. Yep. Oh well.
So, Rich, what is your favorite comfort movie and why is it Das Boot?
Das Boot. Das Booty.
now that you've vilified Mel Brooks for a good
all these strong German men stuck on a submarine together, asked and answered.
I actually had to think about it quite a bit. I generally don't put on films to relax.
You don't have ones that you have some that you visited again and again.
Well, yeah, but they're movies that if they're on, I'll sit down and watch them. I will mention Hawk the Slayer, which I love with a mighty passion.
Mm-hmm.
Love that film. It's garbage. I love it. I like Kelly's Heroes. It's a fantastic movie. Like
Kelly is a hero.
Word.
I like Kelly's Heroes. The Thing is another one that I find to be a one that I'll
watched it yesterday. My Christmas tradition.
I saw you had your Christmas tradition of
or
watching
day before yesterday.
Yes, The Thing's another one. Another crappy movie that I really like. Well, of course, I'll mention Highlander because you guys love it so much. You love the Highlander so much.
They don't have to be crappy movies, by the way. They can be good movies.
Yeah, you're allowed to watch a good movie like Armageddon.
Those are the ones that I like to watch. The ones that resonate with me. Probably Excalibur. I like the movie Excalibur. John Boorman's Excalibur. I find that to be very entertaining and
that is one you have to sit and watch to keep track of, though, because that one Like if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get lost in that movie quick.
I've seen
Unless you're in it for
it 50
014.
times. So,
Mhm.
you know,
That's
after
fair.
50
Yeah.
Yeah, I
times,
feel that way. Sorority Massacre 6. You really got to pay attention.
Conan the Barbarian, the original, the Arnold Schwarzenegger joint.
You know, I've never watched that start to finish.
Really?
No,
I've
I
only
haven't
seen
either.
bits and pieces.
Oh, it's mandatory viewing for any male, in my opinion. I find it to be a fantastic film from end
I've
to
only
end.
seen the parts with James Earl Jones.
That hair.
That's it.
That's it?
I named I named a few that I
Yeah,
enjoyed.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. No
That's all I
need to
wanna
get
talk about.
defensive. All right.
Okay, do my best.
Okay. All right. All right. And no one watches Christmas Story or any of that stuff?
Not so much anymore. I mean, I've
Yeah, I
seen it so
don't
many
either.
times. You know, it's
Asian-
like,
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it's a good one, but
It is good. I don't have anything
Vacation.
against it, but I just don't find myself watching it anymore.
yeah, it's not like my go-to or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how it's gonna end.
I turned on
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation yesterday or the day before,
Mhm.
and I didn't sit down with it. I stopped watching it after 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about right too. Yeah. And not that I don't like it. I love Clark is one of the great, characters. He really is.
Cousin Eddie
Yeah.
is all I care about.
Yeah, I don't know. I find myself getting more turned off to that because of the things I've learned about Chevy Chase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, apparently he's a bit of a jerk, and so
Well,
that
he is. He is.
gives
but
me less interest
I-
in even though I like Vacation and Christmas Vacation and whatever. Like, nah.
Most
you find it-
actors are.
Do you find it hard to separate the actor from the work then?
I do, and I think that's why
Hmm.
I don't particularly follow a lot of them. Like, I don't want to know behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
I just like if you're an actor, you're an actor.
Right.
That's
I don't
great.
want to know what they think politically. I don't like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like actor, like even singers. Like I might hear a singer and I like their voice and like great. In a lot of cases, I don't want to hear them talk,
Mm.
or I don't want to like get on their social media and hear what their opinion is of whatever. You know what I mean? And that sounds more harsh than I think it is.
Just
But
sing
you know what
the
I'm saying?
song.
Like, but my fear there is like, oh, I really like this song or I really like this album, but then they're gonna say some things or maybe their voice is different. You know, it's just like I'd rather be like, you want to entertain me as an actor or you want to entertain me as a singer. That's awesome. And I can't say it's 100% true. Like, it's no secret that I'm a fan of Bon Jovi, and I know Bon Jovi in real life has done a lot of charitable things, with his charity. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But I don't go seek out information about anybody that way. You know what I
That's
mean? I'm like,
probably
I don't want to
wise.
know everything about their life. I just want to put him in the.
That's probably
know.
wise because Bon Jovi is evil.
Is
So
he?
you know. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. He's evil.
Right, which is okay. It's come to it. This is why I don't want to watch Stranger Things because I know that 11 grew up and married Bon Jovi's son, and so now there's
And
this whole incestuous relationship with Bon Jovi and Stranger Things, and I can't handle it. I
And
can't
you wish
handle
you
it.
were 11.
The fact that you just
I wish I
turned
was
21
12.
The fact that you just turned 21 means that some stuff was going on that you probably don't want to know about. So,
No, actually, I do want to know about it.
No, I don't.
No, not really.
Yeah. No.
Hey,
not at
good
all.
for her.
Also,
I
don't
guess.
care.
Happy for
Sure. I don't want anything to do with that Bon Jovi family.
her.
I say we
But anyway,
denaturalize
to come
them.
back full circle, that has kind of soured me a little bit on Chevy Chase. Hearing some of the personal nonsense and the, like apparently the Ghostbusters have also like there's been some personal animus in there as well, and that's why so and so wouldn't come back for a sequel and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I don't want to know any of this.
I just
You know
think
what
But
I'm
they
saying?
reconciled. They reconciled before.
Harold Ramis.
Thank you. Before
Mhm.
Harold Ramis died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him and Bill Murray reconciled, and so.
I just think of Kentucky Fried Movie and Caddyshack, and that's my Chevy Chase exposure. That's all I go
Chevy
back
Chase in Kentucky Fried Movie?
Pretty sure.
He was.
Or maybe it's the Groove Tube is the one that he was in. He was in one of them. Hold on. They're basically the
Was
same
he in the
film.
Catholic high school girls in trouble bit? Or
No, it was the Groove Tube. No, the Groove Tube was the one that he was in. He wasn't in Kentucky Fried Movie. Same
John
era.
Candy. John Candy was a great guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right, and that's
everybody
just
says
it. Like, I think John Candy was
great.
great. I don't want to hear if he really wasn't great.
Well, no,
You know what I
he's
mean?
not.
Like, that's part of it.
There's nothing out there that says anything bad about him, and he's dead now, so it can't change. So he was beloved by everybody. He really was.
No, I could
Everybody
go on
loved him.
social media right now and be like,
No,
let me
not
tell you
him.
about my time when I was interning with John Candy.
No, there's nothing like that out there. Nowhere.
Good. And I hear that
no.
same about Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, actually,
the way I
him and
like it.
Keanu Reeves are actually the two where you just don't hear any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody just loves those two for some reason. So
I just,
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of Keanu Reeves as an actor.
What?
I'm not.
Did you know? And here's something I just found out yesterday that Keanu Reeves became famous because Jeff Speakman from The Perfect Weapon.
Oh, we're all
I
familiar
know.
with Jeff Speakman.
Okay, well,
you don't need to tell me which Jeff Speakman
What a
that
weekend
is.
that was.
Jeff Speakman was contracted to star in Speed, which launched Keanu Reeves to his action hero status.
Bill and
That
Ted
movie
did.
was made and created for Jeff Speakman and was supposed to be his vehicle to start an action hero franchise back in that era around the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
So he was going to leave The Perfect Weapon and go right into Speed, and then we could be talking about the 30-year long career of Jeff Speakman as a Hollywood name. Boy, did we dodge a
Jean-Claude
bullet
Van Damme.
there.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's another one. I don't know what I mean by
No,
that. but
he's
there's
earned
another
it.
one.
He has earned
There's
it.
another one.
I mean,
Time Cop, baby. Time Cop.
Jeff Speakman did beat stage 4 throat cancer, so I mean, and still lives today. So I guess,
good
we
for
should
him.
vilify him.
Well, I mean,
No, I just
congrats.
remember that movie that came out, The Perfect Weapon. It was a pile-on movie trying to get on that Rambo First Blood nonsense.
It was,
And it was utterly forgettable, but fine, whatever.
was-
I have no memory of it other than seeing it at the video
only
store.
movie I ever walked out of. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, I walked out of that one. I was sitting in there over in Rivertown, and partway through it, I was like, "Oh, this sucks." All right, I can't justify giving any
I'm
more
glad I
time to
love it
this.
so much.
Kelly, what movie were we watching when you just gave up? You're like, we have to leave. And then I tried to get us to walk into another movie, but you were too honest.
Oh,
you were like, we didn't pay for that movie.
No.
We have to just leave.
We actually did go into the other movie, which
Oh,
fueled
thank goodness.
guilt for years, and it was what was it? Oh my God, what was that dude's name? Was it Bulwark or whatever? I forget the name of what the movie was. Yeah, Bulworth. That's what it was. And then we left and went.
Oh,
With,
what did we go to?
Godzilla. So we went from one bad movie to another bad movie. But the other bad
Why
movie
would
was
we
the
even go see
better bad
Bulworth
movie.
if Godzilla was available? That doesn't make any sense.
I just can't believe you went
Was
to
it the
see
Matthew
Bulworth.
Broderick Godzilla? Matthew Broderick Godzilla is pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
bad.
remember the reasoning, but there was we were there at Springfield and we were like, let's go to the movie. And then after that was done, we watched the whole thing, and then afterwards we were like, that sucked. Let's go watch something else. And we just walked over to Godzilla and saw that.
Oh man, that's something. That's something.
Were you guys with us when we saw Die Hard?
Oh yeah, I was with you.
We saw Die Hard out in Waldorf. It might have been Paul. I forget who was there, but we saw
Paul was
it,
there.
and a buddy of mine was working at the theater, and he let us. He was like, we were like coming out, and he was like, "That man, that was great. We loved it." He goes, "You want to see it again?" And we turned right around and sat down and watched Die Hard twice in a row when it came out in the theater. So,
yep, Hans Gruber.
mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah,
with his hair flipping in the wind as they open.
That's right. And there's so few movies. Like, that's a bar. What movie would you want to sit down and watch twice back to back?
I know.
Gangs of New York. I watched it on a plane back to back.
Well, that's on a plane, though. You didn't have an
Yeah,
option.
you can't go any.
No,
You can't do anything else.
There
What are you
were
gonna do?
a dozen different movies I could have watched, but I chose to watch Gangs of New York twice. I enjoyed Bill the Butcher's performance so much. I watched it back to back.
Yeah,
Well,
the same. I
yeah,
watched
it was.
Freaky Friday twice flying back from LA.
Yeah. See, that doesn't have the same impact.
It
That
doesn't.
doesn't.
I thought that joke would
No.
land a little better, but
I
No,
wasn't
it
paying
I
didn't.
did
attention, I'm
watch.
sorry.
I did watch Freakier flying back, which was the newest iteration because I was stuck on a plane and I hadn't seen it, and I wasn't going to see it any other way. So I was like, all right, let me watch this.
Dirty
Hold on.
Rotten Scoundrels. I'll watch that.
Yeah, that was good. I watched one of the Harry Potter movies on a plane. I was flying from Newark to Spain, and had to watch.
Expelliarmus.
And it was the only movie they played for
The
7
only
hours.
movie they played.
I remember going to Drew's place and doing spells with his little Harry Potter wand.
Oh, was she into
Oh,
Harry
yeah.
Potter? Yeah, Megan. I saw the Harry Potter movies only because Megan had read all the books and wanted to go see the movies. But like Harry Potter was never a thing I jumped onto. You know,
Nah.
I tried to start one of the books and it just wasn't.
No.
You know, not my cup of tea.
Didn't do it for me either.
eh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
British folks going to the tube. That's all it was.
Right.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the story of J.K. Rowling, and you know, she's poor. She's writing this book in her, you know, with a young baby, and she's writing it out, and you know, no one's going to publish it, and to become this, you know, powerhouse author. Like, she is a story of success that I appreciate. That, you know what I mean? She put her effort in and it paid off, and I like to see that kind of thing happen.
Nah, I don't care. Don't you hate when someone does that? Just
I do. I hate you so much, Sean.
Just go read Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. There you go. There you go. So, all right.
That
well,
is my
anyway,
comfort
that's-
book, is Lord of the Rings. I will put that on.
Yes.
You put the book
Helena
on.
does. Helena puts that.
I
on
do.
all
I'll
the
put the
time.
book on. Like every few years, I'm like, time to go back and listen to that again.
Oh, I see. You'll listen to it. I thought you meant like the actual
Yeah.
book.
No, I do mostly audiobooks nowadays.
He puts it on his head.
Yeah.
Wears it around.
The weight comforts me.
Tom Bombadil.
Oh, I was
Tom
watching
Bombadil is great.
Kelly. I
I
was
don't care what
watching
you say.
a skit from Portlandia where they were hippies out in the field and they were singing Tom Bombadil.
Bombadil. And
That is exactly the kind of thing hippies out in the field would sing.
And
I
then
have
they were
Sam-
trying to get this chick's it's Andy Samberg's wife. She's a musician, and they were trying to get her harp. They were going to give her a ride and take her harp, and of course the harp wouldn't fit in the hatchback that they had. It's all about them trying to force this harp into the hatchback. With that beginning part, man, the whole thing was hilarious. But that beginning part where they're singing Tom Bombadil out in the field was so funny. Oh man, Tolkien! If only he could have seen what he spawned.
He did. He saw it.
Uh,
I mean,
he
he didn't see
didn't.
the films.
Yeah, he didn't see it. He didn't see it. No. All right, boys. Well, anyway, I've had enough of this. Let's reconvene next week.
Yep. Start off the new year right.
That's right. Start off the new year. That's right. So, oh shoot, I can't. I have a doctor's appointment next week, so we'll do it after that then. So, all right.
On Saturday morning at 8.
Yeah, I do.
Remember, his schedule's weird.
And remember, everybody, log in to watch This Blows So Good, where Mark and I react to modern cinema.
So good.
I told Helene about that name. I said I was very proud of that.
Well, I need to know when you guys are going to get on and get blown up in Halo with me. So
Yeah, well,
Get
hopefully,
insulted by 20 somethings.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, my schedule's going back to something normal this week or next week, something like that. So we'll see
Okay.
what happens with that. All right, I got myself a pink controller, so I'm ready.
Fancy.
In honor of who we are, in honor of our group. So. All right, boys. Well, thank you very much.
This concludes our Speak Nerd and Enter broadcast.